why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? But we're gonna go a little deeper than that, and the question on hand is, are girlfriends doing too much wife-ish?
In past relationships that I've had, I'm very domestic and I'm submissive to a point. I'm cooking, cleaning, everything that a wife does with my boyfriend. And if you take away that, then you kind of see how the person really is. So I think we are doing too much as girlfriends. I really do. But also, if you're with a person in a relationship and you're doing that, they kind of have like that preamble to see what things are going to be like when you are here. So
It's a catch-22.
yeah, it is. So that's just how I was raised, to take care of my man. So that's what I'm gonna do. It may not always end on a good note, but that's just how I am as a person. But I do say we are doing too much because I do it.
In what I see, I think most men are equipped to submit more and deeper than women, and women are equipped on a lot more deeper levels to love. Women can love anything if she decides she's going to attach herself to it. And if you want to prove it, I mean, go home. If you got a boyfriend or a husband, go home and say, hey, baby, what you want to do? He's going to say, I don't care, what do you want to do? Because he submits. A man is built to submit. And the thing about it is men and women come together and they actually complement each other in that way. A woman is a lot more intelligent than a man. I didn't mean to go that deep, but I had to just set the foundation of what I mean. And the thing is that women don't do enough wife stuff. In fact, there are so many forms, such as scandal, where we are being told constantly, men need to do this, men need to do that, but we do those things. We open doors, we pay and we fill in where the gap is.
Who is the we?
A lot of brothers I know.
Well, you need to next time bring your brothers and introduce your brothers to these sisters.
I will, and the point I'm going to is that we do these things, we fill in, but at the same time, when the man says, well, what about me? I ain't doing that unless you putting the ring on that. Okay, but you just required him to be a husband to you. You just required him to be the man to you. Be the woman to him.
We choose the right man to be in a relationship with, then doing the wifely duties that will ultimately lead to being a wife will be okay because you get reciprocity. That's all that I ask for is reciprocity. If I'm giving you this, then you give it back to me. So the choices that I've made before, and I'm cooking and cleaning and having sex and doing whatever I do, and you're mistreating me, not treating me right, not treating me like I'm supposed to be treated, then yes, I think I'm doing too much.
Yes, women are doing too much, me included. But you know, sometimes most of us are nurturers by nature, so it's just in our nature to be that person, that giving person. You know, I'm gonna take care of you. You spend the night, and you wake up, you got breakfast in bed, and when you don't get that back, then you learn to not be that person. Where I'm kind of at right now, like, you know, you spend the night, you get breakfast. But now you spend the night, I might call you a cab or something, but you got to go.
If you want, you can cook breakfast, don't have a coffee.
Oh, you can cook
breakfast
anyway. Well, you know they be walking. Hey, he got a job. Don't say got a job. But it makes you change who you are eventually when you're not getting that back from somebody. So that's where I'm at now.
All right, I got you.
To kind of piggyback off what Cheryl said is that women are nurturers by nature, but they can nurture to a fault. To counter Rob's point, I do not think that men are more submissive. Men are more ego-driven and more competitive by nature because it's in our DNA.
It's not the same thing.
What happens, but to say that women love more, I agree with that, but I can't say that men are more submissive because we wouldn't have a lot of the issues that we have in relationships if men were, in fact, more submissive. But anyway, going back on topic, is that for me, everything starts from a spiritual foundation. And when it comes to what a woman should do is kind of quote Beyonce, just put the ring on it. If you don't have a ring, then don't ever let him get comfortable, because you won't get that ring if he's already comfortable. He's not going to go for it because he already has it made.
It's like a scale with me on that. Like, women are nurturers, and we will do. But how many times have you, I mean, you have your meetings with your girlfriends, ladies' night or whatever, and you look at your old relationships. I did this for him, I did that for him, I did this for him. He went over there and he with her. So on one hand, I say, yeah, we doing too much. But then on the other hand, like she said, you're setting yourself up to become a wife, and they kind of know. I'm sorry, what's your name? What? You know, you kind of setting yourself up to become a wife, so you want to do these things, but I don't know. I'm actually divided on. I don't know. So on one hand, I say we're doing too much, but on one hand, I say just be who we are as women and do what we're supposed to do as women. And if it doesn't work out, then move on. But then on the other hand, you feel so stupid later on when he walks off and is with someone else after he's done all those things. So then I'm with him. Put a ring on it if I gotta do all this. So I don't know.
Women, we might go 2 minutes on this. Women, let me tell y'all something. Y'all rule the world. I'm not gonna let you do wifely duties at my house. If you're at my house, I'm doing my duties. I don't know if they're called wifely duties, husbandly duties, but they're mine. I'm taking my garbage out, I'm washing my dishes, I'm washing my clothes. No woman cleans my house, period. Not gonna happen. Clean your own house, let me see what you do there. Now you're doing girlfriend duties, which is actually your own duties. You go to that man's house, don't clean his house.
Okay.
If he's dirty, you might want to step off. Now if you want to clean his house, clean his house. What I'm saying is, women will do wifely duties because you're nurturers. That's what you are. You carry humans for 9 or what is it, 10 months now?
No, almost 10 months.
You guys carry humans. You develop brains and hearts. You are nurturers. If a man lets you do wifely duties at his house, just look at his house. I mean, do you want him to clean your house if you're gone? And I mean, you want to get a man that knows how to clean his own house. So I do think that some women do wifely duties, but as a man, I'm not going to let you do my duties. So with that, I mean, you have to show something. I mean, real quick, I know flashlight on. A woman a couple of years ago, I promise you, I wanted to marry a woman, but she lived with her mom. She was, I ain't gonna say age, but she was living with her mother for a long time. It wasn't just because she was just living with her. I'm serious. She was living with her mother, so I couldn't see her, as y'all call it, wifely duties, because she was at her mother's house. If you have your own house and you clean your own house, now I'm seeing the duties. If you come to my house, let me do my duties, and y'all come together that way.
But I think as women, I don't know a lot of guys who go out and buy. So me, I want to be the Mercedes-Benz of women. And there might be some 1974 Pinto women. But I don't know that I would deal with a guy who would go and buy a Mercedes and not test drive it. So for me, I want to be myself. So I can't say that I'm doing too much going into a relationship because I'm being myself. Now, a couple times, that's worked for me, right? So a couple times that has worked. I have gotten the ring a couple times. We have gone to the altar a couple times. I have been in DeKalb County Courthouse a couple times. But I'm not gonna pull back or say, okay, well, if I go to his house and there's dishes in the sink, if I come to your house, I'm washing your dishes. If you come to my house, my kitchen is clean. So do I think women are doing too much? No, but it depends on the guy. Because if the guy doesn't want you cleaning his house, then you might be overbearing. He's not gonna like it if I come to his house and I'm washing his dishes because that's not what he expects. But if he was looking for the Mercedes-Benz of women, He want to know that when he goes home and goes to work and punches that clock, when he comes home, and I've been in his house all day, that kitchen needs to be clean and food needs to be on the stove when you walk in the house. Period.
You're supposed to love hard. You know, you can't hold grudges on past relationships and say, well, I can't treat this brother the way I treated the last brother because he misused me. So with that being said, if that's a part of you, then the man upstairs is going to send somebody your way. You know.
Amen.
He's going to send somebody your way. If he's not the man for you, he's going to remove that man from your way. So.
As far, I have no idea what Chloe said about car keys and ATM cards. No, that's, I drive my car, my ATM has my name on it, my card. I will be the only person using that. If you pay my car payment, then you can drive my car, but I don't know why you would need to drive my car. Hopefully you have your own car. So as far as that goes, I don't participate in any of that. As far as the cooking and cleaning, I really do feel like Zenobia and Quetta said before, it's like a double-edged sword. I was in a relationship for 14 years. I could have gotten married twice to that man. I chose not to both times. It didn't work. We are not together. And we are great friends now. And I thank God I didn't marry him because he wasn't the person that I was supposed to marry. And I did all of that. I ran his business. I helped him build his business. I left our house and I left. I didn't take anything, I left. Our house that we built. Of my own. I did that by choice. So, and I helped him build that up. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have any regrets about that. I was in that relationship. I was committed to that relationship. I did what I felt like I needed to do in that relationship. And like I said, I don't regret it. So, yes, I feel like at some point, maybe we do too much, but at the same time, that's just who we are. So it becomes about being smart. When you realize you're giving more than you're receiving, then you stop. You know, I guess that's it. That's my take on it.
I just understand. I got one question. How many guys in here without a woman right now and are married? Did you have more sex before marriage or after marriage? So this whole wifey thing is kind of crazy. Because when I got married, sex went down. So you ain't doing too much wifey stuff. It sucks. What does a wife do that a girlfriend or a natural woman doesn't do? I'm confused on this whole girls doing too much. If you taking care of me, because when you get that flat tire 4 in the morning, you call me. I'm not your husband. I'm not your daddy. But you want me to come get that tire for you at 4 in the morning. What is this whole a girl is doing too much wifey stuff? You cooking? You eat. So nigga, what you saying? You washing clothes, but you asked me to, hey, before you come back, can you bring some washing powder? So why are you washing powder? Yeah. And I'm in my clothes over there. I'm just cleaning and I come back. I'm confused on this whole women do too much. What's the too much you doing? Just tell me what it is. That as a woman that you wouldn't do, I don't get it. What does a wife do that a normal woman doesn't do? Sex, we already crossed that border, so yeah. Cooking, yeah. What are you doing? I'm washing the car. When a light bulb goes out, I'm changing. I'll say, hey, well, I ain't, but give me a ring. Give me a ring. And promise that when I make you my wife, we gonna still have sex. I ain't gonna tell you the number, but it's gonna be more than once a quarter. You ain't touched that light to me yet, because I need to drink right now. But that whole wifey thing, I think they like saying it. But what does a wife do that becomes so special? That we doing too much? That you're not getting something back.
I think one of the biggest differences is when you fall into a routine and there's an expectation. If you go and wash dishes one day, fine. But when he starts to expect you to wash his dishes every day, washing clothes, watching his kids, you're doing the most. That's not girlfriend stuff. That's wife stuff.
I guess I've always felt like, going on the X-rated side, you should never let your man leave the house hungry or horny. So I don't know if that's girlfriend, I don't know if that's wifey, but at the end of the day, I don't think that should not stop you from doing what you need to do as a man. Because on the man side of it, sorry fellas, you have to lead. And when you're leading your family, who you want as your wife, this is what you do. Now, if a girl gonna give you everything out the gate, hey, you gave it to him out the gate.
But let's be honest. How many of us know our girlfriends of a girlfriend who was a great girlfriend and she was independent, running her own household, trying to make it through entrepreneurship, corporate America, and the relationship ended, and 3, 4, 5 months later, he was married with the ghetto girl with 3 kids and 3 baby daddies. Now, let's put it out there. Guys like to feel needed.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I'm an independent woman. I pride myself on running my own household and just trying to be independent and being responsible. But the woman who has had maybe a harder life and taken separate directions than I may have chose to take, that ended her up in situations that some of us call as ghetto or stereotypical, end up with the house on the hill, the husband, the diamond ring, and the fancy car. Why is that? I think really a lot of men like to feel needed and are intimidated by women who say, yes, I do need you, but if you're not here, I still will sustain myself. Like, I still will provide for myself. So I think we need to talk about that too. I haven't heard anyone talk about that, but I think all of us know brothers and sisters in those similar situations. And we're like, really? Wow, okay.